Found out my mom spent the $100,000 inheritance my deceased grandparents left for me. I, 25M, am the youngest of 3 siblings, both sisters in their 30s. My 60-year-old parents are owners of a grocery store that was passed down through my father's side of the family for generations. My grandparents on both my dad's and mom's side left me and my siblings each a college trust fund of $100,000. Each of my sisters blew through their money quickly and dropped out of college. Both of them became single mothers to my 3 nieces and came back to work for my parents' store. I was the only kid who didn't work for my parents' business, as I got a job as a landscaper for the summers and after school throughout my entire high school years. During that time I had saved up around $20,000. I got accepted into college on a partial scholarship and I was beyond thrilled because I knew I had a great opportunity to leave college debt-free and own my own home by the time I was 22. So just as my sisters did when they turned 18, I asked my parents to turn over access to the trust fund that was left for me. I wanted to have the money under my control just like my sisters did. That's when my parents told me we would discuss this at dinner tonight. I was confused, but patient enough to wait until eventually dinner came around. At the dinner table was my whole family, including my nieces, and when it was time to talk about my trust, my dad and mom asked me if I would consider holding off on accessing the trust for another 2 years, as they had to use some of the money to cover some of the healthcare and living cost of their grandkids, and also pay off a lawsuit that my sister Gloria received for a DUI. I asked how much they used, and my mom said there is currently $5,000 left in the account. So they spent $95,000 and none of it went to me. My dad said, "We just need you to think about your family and understand that we need your help in this request." I said, "Isn't it great that everyone benefited from this money besides the person it was intended for?" My sisters got to go to college and travel the world with their money, while with my money I got to pay for all their mistakes. My last words to my family were that this was not a request as the decision was already made and I moved out and left. I still went to college as I had a partial scholarship, and over those years I used the money I had in my savings to start my own landscaping business which employs 6 guys, and we are doing great. I never got a chance to spend any of the money my grandparents left for me as my parents never built back up the trust. 2 years ago, I found out from my lawyer when I sent in a formal request to access the trust that the current balance was $3,456.13. Less than the $5,000 my parents told me about. My sisters and parents have tried to reconnect throughout the years, but I have always resented every gift, letter, and invitation they have sent me back to them. I am getting married next month, and my fiancé wants to meet my family and help me close this chapter in my life. My fiancé wants me to forgive and move on, as I haven't spoken to them in years. I just don't know though if I can really move on from this and forgive my family. Update. My fiancé admitted to speaking with my family on Facebook Messenger, as well as meeting in person with them at a restaurant, which apparently all happened around a month ago. My fiancé said it was very emotional. I told her that I'm extremely disappointed that she withheld this information from me for a month. She told me she felt guilty and afraid to tell me because she thought I might break up with her and cancel the wedding if I found out. She wanted to wait till after the wedding to tell me. However, yesterday my mom called her directly begging her to help me reunite our family. She missed so much of my life and she doesn't want to miss another milestone like the wedding.